buttons. All right, perfect. Welcome, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. It is my favorite time of the week again. It's welcome to Insights with Alicia, 7 p.m. Phoenix time, Arizona. It's very hot here already. I am super excited that you are all here. And so what do? Every week we gather to learn and connect. I often say things and people always want to know more about it. They like the insight from the scientific psychic. There are so many things that I've experienced that have transformed my life, and I love being able to share these insights to help everyone, not just my clients. We talk about relationships, our behaviors, so many life skills to literally change your life, and the tools and ideas to support those changes. And let's not forget about the animals. I talk about them too. It's been a while. I've been trying to come up with some animal stuff, but I have not been inspired yet. So hopefully I've been asking questions to the universe. For those of you who don't know, I'm Alicia Sweezer, owner of Who Knew Healing. I am an intuitive life coach, animal consultant and communicator, psychic medium, intuitive mentor, and I provide healing and growth opportunities for people and animals. Those of you watching on Facebook, welcome. I love having you. And if you'd like to comment, please join us by the Zoom link so that you can comment in the chat, because right now I can't see your comments on Facebook. One of the reasons that I love doing Insights with Alicia is because it gives you a place to start creating something new in your life for free. I get to shine the light on things and show a different perspective for how you can create change for yourself. And then when you choose to continue to grow down your path, you get to choose to work with me individually to transform at a deeper level and usually a quicker pace. Okay, so super excited. Everyone is here. Have questions, comments, whatever, put them in the chat. You know, I love interacting with you. And I wanted to remind everyone about the new free event that's this Thursday, 6 p.m. Arizona time, which basically is Pacific time right now. It's by Zoom. It's called 3,000 Questions, right? This was inspired by an unexpected event that created a different and fun episode of Insights with Alicia a few weeks ago. Some of you were there. And we had so much fun. And you guys asked for it that I decided to turn it into its own event. We will be answering random questions from the book, 3,000 Questions About Me. The questions range from silly to serious. And I am super excited about this. I don't know why. I think basically because it's going to be able to connect with you guys. And we had so much fun doing it last time, which really surprised me because like I said, the introvert in me, this is not going to have the feeling where we go around and you ask like icebreaker questions because that makes me want to die. This is going to be really, really good. People in the chat, like, see, they can't wait. They're going to be here too. Okay. So you can find all of the details on Facebook, my meetup, or the website, whoknewhealing.com. That's new with a K. And like I said, it's this Thursday by Zoom, free. Join us. We're going to have a blast. It's probably going to become a regular event. So we'll see what gets created. I'm super excited. Okay. So tonight we are going to talk about, it's a little bit different, right? The last month I've done a lot of intuitive education, basically intuitive mentoring, which I've absolutely loved. We did a 3-week series on the clairs. So those of you that weren't there for those, it's on YouTube or podcast. I really recommend it. All the clairs are how your intuition comes through. So clairvoyant, claircognizant, right? Are you seeing? Are you hearing? Are you feeling? Super, like they were like mini classes. And then last week I did basically another mini class on spirit guides. So lots of education things. So tonight we are going to talk about relationships, which we talk about a lot, right? But these are the relationships that we didn't know we were even in. And so we're going to talk about relationships with things, thoughts, or beliefs in our lives, and how we can start to shift those relationships to create more happiness, peace, abundance, whatever it is that you are desiring. Okay, so what is it that I'm actually talking about? Everything we come in contact with, think, or feel about, we have a relationship with. Relationship just means connection. And so, look, I got to get a drink already. It's getting dry in Phoenix. Hopefully you guys have something really yummy. I just still have water. I need to make tea, right? I always had tea last summer. Okay, so how this idea came about is because about a month ago, I was looking at my business and I was chatting with her. And if that doesn't make sense to you, let me explain. Things we put our energy into become life forms. They have their own energy and we co-create with them. If someone writes a book or a song, that book or song is its own life form. It has its own energy and effect on the world. So I invite you to look at what you're creating that is a life form in your own life, because we all have them. For me, because my business is an extension of me and it has its own energy, it is the main life form in my life. When I sit down to write a blog or the podcast or videos, I ask my business and the blog, etc., what do we want to talk about today? What do we want to share and teach? And then the words come. You guys know we've talked about this. When I sit down and try to do it, right? Nothing happens. It's all divine inspiration. Every one of these that I do every Monday night is created from that. When I am looking to create something new for all of you, I ask my business, what do we want to create? A class, another free item, a new event, a new free giveaway for signing up for my email list, and on and on and on. So, as I said, I was sitting here hanging with my business, and I realized how I have been acting in my relationship with her. I was clinging. I was putting a lot of pressure on her to succeed. I was having expectations and showing my disappointment when she didn't meet my expectations. Feels crappy, right? Who'd want to be in a relationship like that? Not me, although I was doing it. It is the opposite of how I consciously create the relationships in my life. And it is easy for the relationships with intangible things to get forgotten and old patterns to reemerge. So that brings us to talking about relationships with things, thoughts, or beliefs in our lives. Let's start with a fun one. When you think about money, always bring stuff up. What thoughts or emotions does it bring up? Are they happy? Are they scared? Are they spaces? Are they spacious emotions? How would you describe your relationship with money? Do you cling to it? Is there desperation in this relationship? Are you angry there isn't enough of it? Do you believe there's a limited supply you have access to? Believe me, I get it. I have done a lot of work around my relationship with money. So when you think about love, what thoughts or emotions does it bring up? How is your relationship with love? Do you run from it? Do you cling to it? Are you able to be alone? Does love need to look a certain way? When you think about your job or business, what thoughts or emotions does it bring up? How is your relationship with your business or your job? Does it bring you joy every day? Do you dread doing it? Do you cling to it? Do you do it from the belief that you have to? We're going to talk about that more. Do you do any of the things that I mentioned I was doing with my business? Because wasn't creating what I was looking for. So what happens is we use these thoughts, beliefs, etc., to put pressure on ourselves, to judge ourselves, and to limit ourselves. And most of the time, we don't even know we're doing this. It's just programming we've picked up from the outer world. Okay, so let's take a deeper look at money. Ooh, brings up so much stuff. You feel the energy? Have you heard this saying, you have to work hard for your money? Money doesn't grow on trees. Do you think I'm made of money, etc., right? There's all those sayings that we have. Also, there's beliefs in society, like nobody is just going to give you money. Money is only easy for rich people. You have to have money to make money, and on and on and on. There's so much around there. And when we hear these things as we're growing up, they just become part of our thinking. And then we create our world with these limiting thoughts. It's always amazing to watch when people have epiphanies with this and they instantly feel lighter and they see the world differently, myself included. And if you didn't grow up with a lot of money, it is totally understandable how we would believe these things. So what can we do when we catch ourselves having a less than favorable relationship with things like this? We get to look inside. Yay, everyone's favorite thing to do. My favorite thing to do. Okay, so let's take a deeper look at work, your job. One of the questions I asked was, do you believe you have to do that job? So the key word here is have, right? Do you actually have to? When we use the word have in something like this, it can put us in the victimhood spot. And when we're in the victimhood spot, it's harder to see the choices that are available to us. And it happens to everyone. I fall in the victimhood slot. I hate it. And then I catch myself and I'm like, oh, what was I doing? Okay. So when we say we have to go to work, is that absolutely true? No, it isn't. Stay with me here. We're going somewhere, I promise. Now, if you want to obtain food, shelter, etc., then yes, money is something that gets you that. It's not the only thing, but it is sort of the main thing in our society, at least the current society. Is your current job the only option for money? No, there are many choices available. You could stay home. You could find someone else to fully support you. You could steal money. You could borrow money. You could find a different job, and on, right? Now, I get it. I understand most of those are not what you're looking for. And the point is to show you that there's many choices available. Remember, choice is where our freedom is. And sometimes we get to have the opportunity to pivot this constantly. I have a situation going on right now that I'm constantly like, nope, it's not like the past. It's not, I have choices available. Pivoting, because choice is where our freedom is. So we can shift. I have to go to work to, I choose to go to work today. Yes, even if you hate your job. I know you may be rolling your eyes at me right now, and that's okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to pause. Everybody pause and take a big deep breath. And I want you to breathe into both of these sentences. I have to go to work, and I choose to go to work. Do you feel how one is lighter? That is the shift in energy. This is the part where our freedom is. And it still works even if you don't like your job. Because when we're choosing something, it changes the vibration. And the universe matches our energy when it's bringing things to us. That's part of how manifestation works, right? If we are in a negative mindset, then the universe will bring us things that match that. If we have a lighter or higher vibration, the universe will bring us more of that. And if you get challenged in how to raise your vibration, right? There's an episode, and I also have a list of like I call it the happiness list, 40 things that you get for free. And it's when you're having a low moment or a low day, you look at this list and you pick one of them and you do it. And it helps raise your vibration, helps fills your bucket. Okay. So when we have either a negative or a higher vibration mindset, and like I was saying, the universe matches that, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So our freedom and our empowerment is in the choice. This also helps us shift from living and choosing unconsciously to living and choosing consciously. This makes a big difference. I get that that might not make sense right now, but I promise you, this is a foundational piece that shifts so much. Having to do something is autopilot thinking. Choosing to do something, you're flying that plane. And it's great. Does it mean that it's always easy? No. And that's okay too. So there's this, like I said, there's this massive shift that starts at the foundational part, which is the energy, and then it works its way all the way up through your mental state, your emotional state, and it changes those mindsets and your emotional mindset, for lack of a better word right now, to having a higher vibration. Because there are times when, and I know I've talked about this before, where say there's something that I'm going to do, and it's a trade, right? It's totally something where I'm like, I don't want to do this. And the consciousness behind it. So say I'm going to go to an event, and for whatever reason, I'm still choosing to go, right? I believe whatever. We don't need to get into all the reasons why we do stuff we don't really want to do, but I'm still choosing it. So the difference in my experience of where if I were to go into it unconsciously, people pleasing and be like, oh, I'm here and and I have a terrible time, versus like, all right, I'm doing this. I don't really want to do it, but I'm doing it. I am now, do you see that the consciousness, the direction of I'm creating my experience versus the experience just happening to me and barreling me over with all of the emotions and judgments and all that kind of stuff that I've piled on myself. It's a very, very different thing. It seems small, but it's big. I promise it's big. Okay. So after you look at your mindset and how you are seeing things, then we can, what can we do to continue to shift this, right? So we start with the mindset. So the next step is we get clear on what we want the relationship to look like. We spend time asking ourselves, what is it that we want to receive and give in these relationships with intangible things? You can even use the tools that I spoke about in the episode, how to manifest what you want in life. One of those is the ideal list. In the past, we've talked about them being used for gaining clarity for an ideal partner, ideal friend, ideal client, etc. And there's another episode about what does a relationship look like to you? Now that's based more on relationships with people, and it still might resonate with some of you for this exercise. So we were talking about money. So for money, what would you like the relationship with money to look and feel like? Would you like it to be easy? Would you like money to flow to you? Would you like to receive money in many ways, not just from your job? As you start to ask yourself these questions, it's going to bring up so many thoughts and emotions, and that's okay. This is the good stuff. This is that looking inside part, right? You will get to see what you're truly believing and creating your life from and what you want to be different. This is one of the things that I help people with, so know you are not alone. If you want a guide in this, then please reach out for a session. You will gather so much information through this process. It's such a good thing. Okay, so then after you get clear on what you want the relationship to look like with anything, you get to proclaim it for yourself, something that makes the intangible tangible for you. So what I did is I wrote a letter to my business. It hangs right up here above my computer. So I see it every day. I thanked her for everything that she's provided for me. I apologize for being clingy and having expectations of her and telling her she wasn't living up to my expectations. You know, that whole, like when your parents used to say to you, I'm so disappointed in you. Ugh, worst feeling. And then I wrote about how I want our relationship to look and how we're going to create together. I wrote in there what I was going to do to change the relationship because she and I are co-creating and there's accountability for both of us. I know people that have done this process. They've written letters to money. It's the same process. So the steps in this process are becoming aware of which thoughts, beliefs, things, or life forms you have a relationship with. Step 1, getting clear on what thoughts or emotions you currently have about the relationship. Step 2. Step 3 is gaining clarity on what you would like the relationship to look like. And step 4 is the proclaiming, right? Making the intangible tangible, and it becomes a working part of your conscious life. These steps can be used for anything like money, your current job, even if you don't like your current job, love, business, something new that you want to create or have in your life, your body, and on and on and on. Okay, so here's a cool thing is I want to share this amazing story of synchronicity. I had a client a few hours after I finished writing this episode. This is the exact process and information for what she needed. I was like, wait, I got to get my notes because I just wrote this and I don't remember the steps yet. Because like I said, when I write this, it comes through and then I've got to go through and have it make sense for other people. And it was funny because there was part of me where I was like, is this going to be one of those things that makes sense when I talk about it to people? Is it really like going to be a really high contribution? And then I kid you not, a couple hours later, the universe is like, bang, here's exactly what you need and to answer your self-doubt questions. Okay, so she was having some challenges in a few areas of her life. One was her business. She shared that she felt bored in a few other things. I concurred that I could feel the stagnant energy of her and her business. This is the relationship part. So I taught her about life forms and our relationships with them. Remember, we talked about that. And as we used all of these steps that I've described here, she gained a ton of information about how she was showing up in the relationship and how she sees her business. Then she got really clear on what she wanted to be going forward in the future. When she acknowledged what she was currently feeling and then got clear on what she truly desired, everything shifted. It was the most amazing thing. She felt lighter, more empowered with her business and life in general. She could see possibilities that she wasn't aware of before. The important part was that she was aware of them now and she could make choices to move forward. And she was super excited about that. Her homework, because there's always homework with me, right? Doesn't matter what it is, there's always homework, was to do the proclaiming in whatever form that was a match for her. That part is a very personal part of this process, and you can do it with other people. And it's sort of, there's so much that happens of one, when we do it privately by yourself, there's a shift that can happen. And then when you do it with someone else, when you're witnessed in this sort of thing, a whole other kind of shift happens also. So like I said, her homework was the proclaiming, like the bringing it in, making the intangible tangible, and then having something tangible to work from, right? Her blueprint to move forward, her framework, whatever works for you. She now has something to go forward. And like for me, like I said, this letter hangs up here, and whenever I'm getting stuck in, whatever beliefs I'm having, I look up and it's there and I'm like, oh yeah, we're partners in this. We're creating together, and the energy shifts. So that's what the process looks like in a real life situation. I was super excited that the universe provided that. Okay, so that is all for tonight, peeps. I hope you have enjoyed yourself. I had a great time. I know there was like a lot of steps in here. So as usual, it will be uploaded. It will be part of the blog this week, which comes out on Wednesdays. So if you're a reader, that will all be there. And as always, this video will be uploaded to my YouTube channel tonight. That's under Alicia Sweezer. Please watch, subscribe, share, do all the things so that it gets to reach more people. And all of those who listen as a podcast, it will be uploaded there as well tonight. All of these links are in the event listing, and you can always find all of the information on my website at whoknewhealing.com, new with a K. So like I said, for any type of learner that you are, a listener, right? Those are my clairaudience, the readers, my clairvoyance, and my watchers, right? Clairvoyance as well. It's in 3 formats. So those steps will be broken out for you. Okay. Also, as a reminder, there will not be an episode next week. I will miss you all. I know I am bummed as well, but there are some things. I'm going to have company in the house, and I'm just not going to be able to do my episode, and that's okay. I will miss you all terribly, though. You guys know this is my favorite thing of the week. So be sure to join me the following week, Monday, May 1st, right? It's already May. How did that happen? We'll be back then. Okay. What else? I did all the where it will be. Okay. Thank you to everyone who has donated to my cosmic tip jar. It allows me to create more free things that I can give to people, and I get to practice receiving, which is not always easy, right? We always talk about receiving. Anyone who feels led to do so, all of those links are in the event info, multiple options. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Everyone have a great week. And don't forget the new event this Thursday, 3,000 questions. We're going to have lots of laughs, and we're going to be able to connect. And it's going to be lots of fun, and I'm super, super excited. I kind of wish it was Thursday already because I want to be doing it. So everyone have a fabulous, great week. I hope this was helpful. Use these steps. I promise you, even if you were just to start a little bit and do the first one and be like, oh, I didn't know that I was in relationships with these thoughts and these beliefs and these life forms that I have in my life. Even that awareness will start to shift and change so many things for you. I promise, I promise, I promise. All right. I can't wait to see what you all create with this. I will see you in 2 weeks' time, unless you're going to be one of the cool kids and join us on Thursday. Bye, everyone. Have a great week.